What's up, e-bikers? Is orange the new black? This is the Voyager from a new brand called Kingbull. Check it out next on the channel. So this e-bike is $14.99 on the Kingbull website. They actually make two models. They have a 26x4 full suspension model, which maybe I'll get one day. But this is their what they call a cargo e-bike. To me, it's more of a utility e-bike. It reminds me of that, especially that rear rack back here, reminds me a lot of the Rad Runner from Ride Power bikes, with that kind of vertically, looks like almost a ladder into a nice rack there. It's got a nice wooden platform on there. This e-bike has two kickstands. I'll show you those as we get into the specs. But comes in gray or this orange here. I also suggest they should make this e-bike in like an army green. It would look really nice in army green with those mag wheels and the rest of the black around it. So Kingbull, make an army green version of this, and I'll definitely pick one up. It's a pretty cool looking e-bike. One of my viewers called it ugly as sin, but I don't know. Maybe the orange color is throwing them off. But maybe the gray is a little bit better looking. But to each his own. That's the preference. Let's get into specs and see what this thing has. So who says you can't have two kickstands on an e-bike? Not Kingbull. They've got one and two. We got the main cargo one, which keeps the bike straight upright when you're putting on cargo if you have a kid on the back. And you got the regular kickstand as well. I tend to use this more, but it's nice to have that. Actually, when I was putting the bike together, I put that on, I turned it up, and I was able to put the front wheel on very easily because one side tips. You can tip the e-bike to the front tire or the back tire and lift it off the ground. So if you're cleaning the wheel, if you're doing maintenance on it, that makes a really good option on there. So that's a pretty nice touch. It did get a little loose. I had to tighten the bolt up here that came on the e-bike. And I was riding it. I noticed it was a little bit loose. So you may have some rattling there. It's only in one bolt, so keep that in mind. You may need to tighten that as well. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never seen two kickstands on an e-bike like this. And the more I see this, the more practical it is, I think. When it comes to power, we are rocking a 48 volt, 14 amp hour right here in the down tube. 17.5 amp hours again on the battery. So it's a decent size for a 750 watt rear hub motor back here. This bike goes 28 miles an hour, and that's typically what a 750 watt does. Also, the battery comes with a 3 amp charger, so you can charge the thing up in about 5-6 hours. On the tire front, we've got these CSTs 20x4s. They're not the BFTs. They're kind of all black street tread. I really like these treads. I've never seen those before on a 20x4 from CST, so that's a nice touch. We have on the brake rotors, we've got 180 millimeter rotors down there sitting on hydraulic disc brakes from U-Link is the brand there. So a nice touch from Kingbull. When it comes to suspension, we have a front suspension fork here with lockout. There's no adjustment on it. It's just straight lockout or it's on. And travel wise, I don't know, it looks about, it's on the smaller side, say maybe 50 millimeters roughly. The gearing on this e-bike is pretty basic. I think that's only maybe a 44 tooth chain ring. It's not very big, and I think back here it's like 14 to 28 on the freewheel. A little bit of ghost pedaling, I think, so we'll test it out more on the road. Let's talk about the geometry of the bike. This has a minimum seat height of 32 inches in terms of how high or how low it goes. The payload capacity is 450 pounds, so definitely can take a lot of weight. It after all, is a cargo/utility e-bike. 66 inches long, and the bike weighs about 77 pounds, according to Kingbull. This e-bike has integrated turn signals on the left and right. And it also brakes with a brighter light. And here's a look at that front headlights integrated on the Kingbull. Here's a look at the cockpit setup. So they sent me these mirrors for safety. Pretty nice addition to the bike. They're a little flexible. It took me a bit to get them tightened on here correctly. It's like a little screw cap here. They used to tighten them, and they give you some rubber for inside here, so they stay secure. They do get kind of loose, so keep an eye on these. I have them on one other e-bike. But we have a locking grips on both sides of the bike, kind of faux leather. On the left side, you have a left side thumb throttle. You get your control pad, same as the electrics e-bikes as well. Here's your U-link brake levers. I'll come back to the display. On the right side, we have a SIS shifter. We have your turn signals down here, left and right. There's a toggle switch and the brakes and stuff there. Going back to the display, we have it's essentially a color version of the like electric e-bike displays. If you look at this, for the most part, trip. There's voltage. So we do have voltage, which is nice. Current, time, odometer, and trip. Energy bar up here, your speed, PS levels, and it's a nice display. Alright guys, we're on this Kingbull Voyager. Pretty upright position, so I'm pretty comfortable on it. These handlebars come back nice and come back towards you when you look at the bike and the angle. This bike has some balance issues up front here. So normally I'm running fat tires, I can balance pretty well. I gotta kind of lean to one side a bit. And then plus, when I do this, when I shimmy the bike a little bit, I just feel a lot of flex in that front end. It just doesn't feel stable for some reason up there. So I'm not sure why that is. Maybe the front end's kind of light, or they didn't pay attention to that stem when they put it together. I don't know. But let's do some PS testing. We are in PS1. And so far they match. 10.5, it says 10. It's PS2. Going up to 14 miles an hour, almost 15. GPS says 14. PS3, it's gonna kick in here. You can hear that motor down there, it's kind of noisy. PS3, 19.6 miles an hour. GPS is 18, so maybe it's a mile off. PS4. It's hit 24. Yes, 24 miles an hour in PS4. Turn the corner here, throw it in PS5, and let's see how we do here. 28 is the advertised top speed. We're at 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. This says 27. So looks like the bike is 1 mile an hour slower than what GPS says. These mirrors give you good lookouts on both sides, although they do bounce a lot, as you can see there. Not the most, these are meant to be flexible. You can actually bend these to wherever you want, but that's great. But then when you're riding, they do bounce around. So let's try a throttle only speed test. It's my dead stop. Let's see how we do here. It's the hydraulic brakes. Alright, dead stop, throttle only. We're in PS5. I don't think it matters, but... yeah, throttle goes to 24, 25. Yeah, we got full throttle here. 27, 28 in speedometer. Say 25 on GPS. So full throttle on the throttle, which is nice. Let's go do our hill test. Yeah, there's a lot of shimmy in this bike. Whoa. I can feel the bike flex when I'm doing this. Alright, here's my designated hill test. We're going to do throttle only to start. 750 watt motor. Good pickup off the line there, going uphill. I can just feel it gaining speed here. We're at 11.6. We're at 12. There's 13. 14, 15. 17 miles an hour uphill. GPS says 16. I'm gonna start pedaling at this white mailbox up here. That's where the steeper part of the hill is. So 750 watt. If we go below 10, I don't think we will. So that's my cutoff. So let's see how we do. I'm in fourth gear. I'm pedaling moderately. We're at 12. GPS says 11. All right, 11 point. Oh yeah, it's going. This is doing. It's not even gonna break 11. 11.3 was the lowest. That's a very good result. So this is definitely a good hill climber. Surprised because the motor's kind of noisy, and you know, it's a new brand never heard of. Kingbull. Is it strong like bull? I don't know. Yeah, actually it is. So I just proved it. But let's do a downhill coast, and we'll check out the brakes at the end. This okay, the leaves are pretty much almost off here in Connecticut. 50 degrees today, so I'm bundled up. I got layers upon layers. Almost time to break out the heated vest and my heated gloves too. Alright, two hands on the brakes here. Again, this bike is a little bit shaky up front. I also feel pretty tall on this e-bike. 32 miles an hour. GPS said 30. Here we go. 31, 32. That's about it, 32. Hit the brakes. Yeah, pretty grippy, yeah, not bad. Okay, there's your Kingbull Voyager. Again, $14.99 on the Kingbull website. I'll throw a link in the description there. So orange, you know, some people will not like this color. Some people will. You can definitely see this bike coming from a mile away. It's bright as hell. It's almost like a construction vehicle e-bike. It's got that orange, kind of orange, you know, DOT truck color going on it. But I don't mind. I think it's not bad. Again, it reminds me of the Rad Runner. From a comparable standpoint, it's a cheaper version, obviously. I like that it's full throttle, up to 27-ish miles an hour. I like the tires on there, these CSTs. Both the tire choice and the mag rims are just a really nice package overall. I'd like to see a lot more e-bikes with this combination of tire and rim, because to me that's just a perfect fat tire e-bike look right there. I just love that look. Nice big light. You got the tail lights and turn signals back there. You got the nice BMX style handlebars that rise up and can tilt front or back, so you can actually adjust them a little bit there in terms of the reach. I like the back rack here. It's pretty big, substantial. You can take that off, throw something else on there. It's got 4 screws here, but that's a nice looking, for the most part, it's a nice looking bike. Again, Kingbull, if you put this in army green, you'll sell a lot more of these, I think. It's an overall decent e-bike. The main issue is that flex in the front. It just feels loose for some reason. I don't know why. It feels loose when I'm riding it. So you may want to check that out. A little bit concerning there, but it's got 2 kickstands. That's a first in the e-bike world that I've seen. Battery 17.5. You know, I'd like to see a 20 in there. 20 amp hours seems to be like the new kind of default almost on these 750s. But overall, it's a nice package. And so for their first, attempt here at an e-bike, as a new e-bike company, I'll give them some props. But that front shimmy is a little bit worrisome, guys, so check that out. But other than that, it's a pretty decent e-bike for the money. So $14.99, Kingbull. Throw a link in the description. Let me know what you guys think. You like the color or not? The brakes are pretty decent as well. And I like the overall setup they did here. Nice job. So other than the front shimmy, I'd recommend this e-bike. So that's it for now. Catch you on the next version of Crisscrossed. More e-bikes coming soon.